Good morning. Good morning. Hey, pretty ones. How are you? Welcome to another week. I am ready. I mean, I'm not fully ready, but I'm ready. I'm ready. So, you know what I'm gonna tell you to do? Stop what you're doing. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you're always notified when a new video goes up. And then get your word, get your coffee, and let's get started. Okay, so you guys saw me preparing my coffee this morning. I am trying to recreate one of the lattes that I get at Starbucks because, hey, we all need to save a little money. I do a vanilla blonde roast latte. I get caramel sauce added to it, and I use oat milk. So what I'm going to do today, because I did not have the caramel sauce, but I saw it at Ross, the Torani caramel sauce, I'm going to go back and I'm going to get that. But today what I used was the Starbucks blonde roast. Usually I use the blonde espresso, I think, but this is fine. So we use the blonde roast, the Planet Oat unsweetened vanilla oat milk, and the Planet Oat French vanilla creamer, because I also get 3 pumps of vanilla in the latte from Starbucks. And of course I don't have vanilla syrup, so I just did the creamer because I prefer creamer in my home stuff. So that's what we did. Really good, actually. It tastes really good. And I'll sip another thing for you. It's really good. So I'm gonna add the caramel syrup and see how what that adds to it. Of course, it's not exactly the same because, again, this is creamer, not vanilla syrup. And I'm pretty sure that this blonde roast is not the same. It is a Starbucks blonde roast, but I think it's espresso in the one that I get there, but we'll see. I'll go and order it again and ask them exactly which one it is. But I'm excited because I'm trying new things, creating new recipes, and maybe they're not new recipes, but they're new to my household because you just go and buy them. So here we are. So I'm excited about that. Drop in the comments what coffee you're having today or what tea. I'd love to hear about it because, you know, pretty good coffee makes me so happy. Like, I love to hear about good coffee. Love to hear about it. And when you can find something that genuinely makes you happy, you want to talk about it. So send it to me. And then let's go ahead and get out the word today. Let's get out the word today. We're going to do Matthew. Because that's what we're doing. And we're coming right out of Resurrection Weekend. So I hope that, in fact, drop in the comments how your Resurrection Weekend went. What did you do? What's some family traditions that you guys have as you commemorate the sacrifice of Jesus? What are some things that you do with your family or your friends or just you? Y'all, it's ghetto here. It's ghetto. So we're gonna focus on Matthew today, and it's gonna be Matthew 21, and of course we're gonna do the CSB version, but you can choose your preferred version. So yeah, so Matthew 21, and we're gonna do verses 18 through 22. So Matthew 21 verses 18 through 22, and it's a CSB version, okay? And I'm gonna wait for a second because I'm almost to a light, so I'm gonna try to get there. But I want to focus on scriptures that have to do with Jesus's progression to the cross, even though it's no longer Resurrection Week or Passion Week, as they say in the Resurrection Weekend. I still want to talk about it. I still want to go back to those scriptures that help to keep us grounded and keep positive perspective on what he did. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Now 3-4 lights have turned green. So we run through these lights, y'all, which is great. I love it. I'm excited. Thank you, Jesus, for the green lights. Now it's 5 lights green, but it's like, oh wait, I thought I was gonna be able to read for a second and be safe, because I know how y'all feel about me reading and driving. I ain't worried about it, but y'all be worried about it. But yeah, we're all green lights. organized. But what I'd love to hear from you are what scriptures help to put resurrection weekend into perspective for you. It could be traditional scriptures, it could be something different that some of us may not think about. But drop in the comments these scriptures that help to put resurrection weekend, Passion Week, into perspective for you. I'd love to hear that, and I'd love to study them, because you can never do enough studying. You can never do enough deep dives. You want to get it done. Hold on, let me do this because we're about to turn. Y'all see that? Like, literally, we had no red lights. None at all. None at all. None at all. Okay, here we go. I don't think we've ever had that where it's just been such smooth sailing. So that's pretty funny. So we're just gonna park really quick and then we're gonna chat and go about our way. Okay, hold on. Alright, just make sure I was in the lines, because, yeah. Alright, so, Matthew 21, verses 18 through 22 in the CSB version. And this is about the barren fig tree. The barren fig tree. Early in the morning, as he was returning to the city, as in Jesus, he was hungry. Seeing a lone fig tree by the road, he went up to it and found nothing on it except leaves. And he said to it, "May no fruit ever come from you again." At once the fig tree withered. When the disciples saw it, they were amazed and said, "How did the fig tree wither so quickly?" And Jesus answered them, "Truly I tell you, if you have faith and do not doubt, you will not only do what was done to the fig tree, but even if you tell this mountain, be lifted up and thrown into the sea, it will be done. And if you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer." That's Matthew 21, verses 18 through 22. Early in the morning, as he was returning to the city, he was hungry. Seeing a lone fig tree by the road, he went up to it and found nothing on it except leaves. And he said to it, "May no fruit ever come from you again." And at once the fig tree withered. When the disciples saw it, they were amazed and said, "How did the fig tree wither so quickly?" Jesus answered them, "Truly I tell you, if you have faith and do not doubt, you will not only do what was done to the fig tree, but even if you tell this mountain, be lifted up and thrown into the sea, it will be done. And if you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer." So there's a couple of messages here, right? I'm gonna turn off the car. There's a couple of messages that are important. One, for the fig tree, don't be found looking good but having no produce. If there is no fruit to you, if you just look good, you are taking up space, and your space will be filled with something else. You will be eradicated. It's not enough to just look and sound good. You have to have fruit. You have to do your job. You have to be effective. That is the first thing first. That's what we see. Jesus was hungry. He was coming. He saw the fig tree. The fig tree is supposed to produce fruit. There was no fruit, but the tree looked good. And a lot of times, and what I really noticed about this scripture first is that it is a lone fig tree. So it was set apart. It was set apart. And so some of us, a lot of people applaud us. We are set apart. We seem to be doing all the things. There is none like us. We seem to be just changing the environment, the perceptions around us, because we look good and we sound good and we seem to be doing what we're saying that we're doing. But if someone were to look closely, they would find no fruit. They would see no effectiveness. And so if you are set apart but you're not doing anything, then you lose. You lose. So you have to be producing fruit. You have to be effective. You can't just do and say. You have to actually be. Okay. All right. So then the next thing is it immediately withered. And they were asking, okay, how did that happen so quickly? What's that about? And Jesus said, truly I tell you, if you have faith and do not doubt, you will not only do what was done to the fig tree, but even if you tell this mountain, be lifted up and thrown into the sea, it will be done. So there's the second lesson, right? If you have the faith, then you can speak to the issues in your life, but also the deficits of yourself, and immediately turn it around or remove it. So there are situations and there are people in your life that are causing things. You're causing things to yourself. You're not growing spiritually. You're not emotionally well. You're not financially stable. All the things, right? And if you have the faith and you do not doubt that God has given you the power to do these things, if you do not doubt that, and you have asked him sincerely in prayer and according to his will, then those things can be shifted. They can be turned around. That's other people, that's you, that's situations. It doesn't matter. Those things that we find to be roadblocks or to be hard or impossible to bear or impossible to shift, if you have the faith and if you believe that God has called you into a space and you have asked him according to his will, not according to your vain aspirations or ego, but according to his will, Lord, if it be your will, and because I trust that you have called me to this space and that you have given me the power, it will be done. It will be done. So some of those things that you're waiting on, some of those things that seem that they're never going to change, you need to ask yourself, has your faith changed? Have you shifted into the proper mindset and place to really effectuate faith? To have no doubt that God has said these things and given you the authority to handle them yourself. Sometimes we're waiting on God to do certain things, but he said, I gave you authority to do that. I did. And so if you stop looking good, but instead start acting and doing the good, then we can see something. Then we can see something. It's got to be more for you. It's got to be more for you. If you believe that God is who he says he is, that Jesus is who he says he is, if you have the faith and you do not doubt that, and if you ask things according to his will in prayer, then you too can call those malignant things out and kill them, where they will no longer be able to harm you or just take up space. That's it. That's all I got. I got to go to work. I got a meeting. But I hope that you will hold Matthew 21 verses 18 through 22 in your heart, that you will continue to apply that word, that you will really do the hard truth research and see, do I have the faith and am I not doubting it? Am I believing what God said, or am I just talking talk? You gotta ask yourself that. You gotta ask yourself that. And then continue to enjoy pretty good coffee all week, because it's gonna be a long week, y'all. All right. And if you have not gotten your tickets to the Hey Pretty conference, go to heyprettylife.com. Get your tickets. We are going to be in Jacksonville, and we are ramping up for an incredible experience. I do not want you to miss it. heyprettylife.com to get your tickets at the early bird prices. The early bird prices will change soon. I do not want you to miss out. We have Afterpay, so we've covered all the bases. All right, I want to see you there. I hope that you make it a good week, pretty.